Ladies and gentlemen, episode 9 is here. Today I am with a special guest that comes from a unique subreddit, and we're going to talk about that more here in a little bit. But this guy right here, currently a champion 3. He's got about 1,400 hours played, and not only does he work in a call center, but he destroys axles in the meantime as well. Today I'm joined with Silent Seraph. How are you doing, bud?
Doing pretty well, actually. How about you?
Excellent. Dude, I'm living the dream.
Perfect.
Awesome. Let's jump into these questions. Question number 1. What type of game mode or modes do you prefer?
I like playing just about anything besides Chaos and 1v1s.
Okay, chaos is the devil. I totally agree. Now, question number 2. What is your overall style in Rocket League? Are you more aggressive? Are you a little bit more defensive? Are you kind of all over the place?
I like to call myself a ball-chasing nuisance.
Okay, explain that a little bit. I'm curious.
My whole job is to just create chaos in the defense, and as long as my team can read better than they can, we'll win.
I like that. It's all about the reads. Question number 3. Silent Seraph, do you warm up before you play? And if so, how?
Typically I warm up before I play. I've recently started playing just one casual and then straight to ranked. I used to play like 30 minutes of training and then go into ranked, but I feel like the first 5 minutes of each day I feel like I play best.
Okay, interesting. Now, you mentioned that you used to do some free play. Do you ever do any training on top of that?
Occasionally I'll throw in some workshop maps or training packs, but mostly free play and just hitting the ball around.
Okay. Does anything from the workshops or the training packs stick out?
The dribbling and the aerial challenges. I love the rings aerial courses most.
Okay, and then question number 5, before we get into these tougher questions. Do you ever watch anyone else play Rocket League? Anyone on Twitch? Anyone on YouTube? Or do you follow any competitive Rocket League?
I wish I could follow competitive Rocket League, but I just want to play instead. But when I'm at work, I'll tend to watch people like Jazer or Pulse MK and just watch their freestyle moves all day.
Oh, okay, so that's an interesting answer because very rarely do I hear freestylers in that question. Does that mean that you try to freestyle yourself? Do you ever go into training and you're just like, hey, I'm going to try to flip reset 4 times?
That's pretty much all I train.
Hey, that's perfect. If we don't see one in this game right here, I'm going to be disappointed. No pressure.
Flip resets, no, but freestyles and just like flipping around the air, you'll see it a ton of.
Perfect. I'm so excited. Let's get into these tougher questions, though. Number 6, what got you into Rocket League?
A few years back, one of my friends thought that this would be one of my better games that I could play, trying to get me out of Warframe and League of Legends, I guess. But bought the game for me to play with him. I think he put 5-10 hours into the game, and I'm currently at 1,400.
Rest in peace to all our fallen comrades. I know.
Yeah.
We've all lost a few along the way. All right.
Yep.
Now, the next 2 questions are the 2 hardest for most people. Number 7, you can only choose one. Mechanics or positioning? Which do you think is more important?
Really depends on your play style, but overall, I think positioning and rotations are better because you can have very few mechanics and still get to a high rank. But at the higher ranks, knowing more mechanics gives you more options in each play to do.
Okay. And then question. No,
Go
go on.
Knowing less means you don't know what to do, which means you can always perform that thing 100%.
Okay. I'm going to have to think about that one myself. Question number 8. What is one thing you wish you knew when you started out? What is one piece of advice you'd give yourself?
It's just a game. It's 5 minutes each game. Always bring your best into the next one.
Okay.
Way too often that people get tilted, including me.
So the advice wouldn't be practice more flip resets.
No, I actually really enjoy everything that I've learned. Most of the game I love is learning along the way and seeing what I can do next.
Okay. 8 answers that are very thoughtful and provoking so far. but these are the two of why you're here. Question number 9. What is your biggest weakness in Rocket League?
Ooh. It might be my ability to trust my teammates. I don't feel like I can trust them as much as I probably should.
Okay. I'm sure at this point we're 4 minutes into the game and we're going to see just exactly what you mean. Question number 10. Other side, what is your biggest strength?
I think aerials. If the ball's in the air, I tend to know too much to do.
Okay. Awesome. Next time you and I are talking, we're going to be looking at some key moments. I know I'm excited. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's jump into it. Silent Seraph, we are back, part 2. For us, this was a few days. How much of this do you remember?
Basically nothing.
Basically,
I already said that we lost our game, and you told me that we won.
We did win this one, so let's just jump right into it. Let's start it. First key moments, about 45 seconds into the game, but there is something that I found pretty interesting that happens right away. I think you even talked about it within the gameplay of each other. You're up on this wall right here. You see a buddy Ben,
Yes.
and you're just gonna give him a hard time. I think that's a good way to start this episode. How often do you watch your replays back? I think that's going to be important to think about as we watch these key moments.
I really only ever watch my replays when I find a cool moment or a highlight reel. Other than that, I don't go back and watch them anymore.
And that's, I'm going to say, 75, 80% of the player base. There's another 10, 15% in there that doesn't watch at all, and then maybe 5% watches back in like an analytical approach.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of analytics, though, I'm hyped. This is key moment number 1. We're going to see this ball fall into the ground. We're going to watch you turn. I want to know what's going through your mind in this situation right here.
Right now, rewatching, this is a pause moment. I see both of them are about to jump and play into the ball while I'm basically guaranteeing that you're going to miss this ball, which is going to set me up for a really nice follow-up to either play the ball off the corner, throw it to the middle for our other teammate, or try to control it because they look like they're going to miss.
Okay. Let's play it out a little bit. We're going to see that turn one more time. You are going to play defensively.
Yep.
I want to know, are you happy with that decision to turn one more time?
I do. Because of my playstyle, all I really want is to make sure that they can't get a good shot on goal. I was in the back of the net, trusted no shot to come on net.
All right. And it worked out, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, key moment number 2. We're transitioning real quickly. We're going to half a second right here. You're jumping in the air. Take in the whole picture. 54 boost. There are some blue team members all over the place. What are you thinking in this exact moment?
Right now, both teammates are heading back. My only goal is to slow down any progression that they could make. I don't know if I'm going to hit the ball. I doubt I'm going to hit the ball, but my goal is to try to mess with Lucas right there.
Okay, so I'll ask this and play at the same time. Why, if you don't hit the ball, why do you think that's the case?
Ask that one more time. I'm a little confused.
So, you say you don't think you're going to hit the ball in this scenario, in this situation, in this picture. Why do you say that looking at just this picture right here?
He's already a full jump off the ground. He's beating me up.
Okay. And that's really what it is. So that goes into question number 2, and it's just, would you do anything differently? And if so, what would that be?
Differently, what it should have probably been is me turning backwards and playing the safe defensive position.
Okay.
But I want a ball chase. I want to go after it and force them into plays, hoping my teammates are behind ready for them.
Okay. And I think that's very important just because, like you said, your two teammates were rotating back.
Didn't we just score off that play too?
We did, yeah. We really did. You went up because you were like, hey, how can I put some pressure here? How can I make it difficult for the opponent? And with your teammates rotating, that's probably not the bad thing to do in that situation. So it's interesting to hear your perspective. But time for perspective number 3. You're up in the air. I'm going
Oh,
to
I got
play it
this
out a
save.
little bit. Oh, you got this save. So my
Oh, I
question
see
for
it.
you,
I read it so well.
verbatim, I'm looking at a notebook here, ladies and gentlemen. My question is, did you have this read right away? You just answered the first part of that question. Get out of here with that weak stuff. Call him Dikembe Mutombo. That's a solid joke if you're 45. You're probably not if you play this game. Now, with that save right there, do you think that was a pivotal moment in this match, or was it just another thing that happened?
It was just another thing that happened. My two teammates left me in a position where they knew I had to go, and I trusted my play well enough, and they did the same for me.
All right, that's cool to hear. Now, is anything sticking out while you're watching your replay?
Not so much. I still cycle through my replays while watching the highlights. I usually save like 2 or 3 highlights per game.
Okay. So right here, we're going to see this ball come up, whip around. Silent Seraph. Ball's up. You're up. You're ready to go. In the first part of the video, you talk about how you're very confident in your aerial abilities. What are you thinking right here?
Right when I'm jumping to open that bend over, looks like he might get back into a position or else he's going to jump. I think their defender's over on their corner to the right, so it's how well can I place the shot?
Okay. Let's play it out. Ben's going to get up just in time. That's a great save from Ben. 110%. I'm not going to give him
I
the
remember
full name.
saying that in the game too.
You did. So this ball's going to come down. Lucky enough, you're going to have a teammate there to follow up. He's going to score it. But I want to know, would you do anything differently in that moment?
No, it's my play style. I love it. It forced their defense into an awful position that left a very fast 50-50 right in front of their net, which led to a goal.
And that's, if you're still watching this video, that's the important thing right there, is forcing the other team into a really awkward situation, and then Orange was able to capitalize on it. Now,
Yeah, defender looked like he missed it really bad.
key moment number 5, Flying Ninja, monkey style, coming up right here. You just missed that shot. That's tough. We're going to want you whip around, though. And what I have written down is pass attempt, and I want to know if that's true. Is this going to be an attempted pass central, or do you have grander plans in mind?
Turning around, if you go back like 5 seconds,
Love to.
like right when I first see the ball around the corner.
Should be coming up right about here.
So this was a miss, just barely. My first thought is to get a pass back,
Okay.
but neither of my teammates are close enough for the pass I wanted, so I need to control this, which is just that slight little flick to keep the ball right in front of me.
Okay. Now, would you try that pass again? Would you make the pass different at all?
Seeing how my teammates came, I definitely shouldn't have even gone for the ball.
Okay. See, that's interesting, because in that situation, personally, I don't think a pass is bad at all. Maybe just a little bit more power could have had a different outcome. But that's why we ask these tough, hard-hitting questions. It's basically Anderson Cooper and whatever show he does. I have no idea.
My goal is to hit the guy in the back, not the guy across the net.
Okay. All right. Interesting to hear. Now, that's 5 key moments done. Normally, I play the episode out, and then we're kind of done from there. But we have a bonus moment right here. It's not going to be too many questions. But you're about to watch your teammates part like the Red Sea. I want to know, right there, little hop. Is this an oh no mo? Like, what are you thinking? Are you like, we're up by 1? Panic? No, I got this. What are you
Happens
thinking?
way too often in my games, so I actually like it when my teammates go to the side because we usually go into a winning mode right away. Really surprised that the guy didn't try to take a shot, which is what really messed me up. The little hop I had right away was to set myself up like ready for his touch.
Okay. It was interesting for sure. We're about to see this play out, like I mentioned to you, like you mentioned in the beginning part of, or the beginning of that part 2. We're about to win right here. So these are the 2 questions why you're here, Silent Seraph. Number 1, after watching your replay back, would you change anything?
No.
Not a single thing, not even an
I guess-
explanation. I love it.
I guess that one little play in the corner where my pass didn't really go where I wanted it to, but I felt like that had to be my ball I had to go for, and it just no one was there to follow me up the way I wanted it to be.
Okay, fantastic. Now, number 2, are you happy with the decisions that you made in this game?
Yeah. Constantly poised, ready to go. My goal isn't to win every game, it's to try to get myself better in every situation, which means I have to go to each ball as fast as I possibly can. It's not to win my games now, it's to win my games a month from now.
I love you. Got me clapping on camera right here. Now, end of the video, but before I go, I like to, number 1, thank you, Silent Seraph, so much for coming on. But number 2, I allow anyone that comes on this show to talk about or plug anything that they might want to. This is your chance. Tell me what's going on with your life, anything that you got going.
Not really too much I can really say other than just training. Training makes everything better. And if you don't know what to train something stupid. Like, try to walk in the back of your wheels. It's really awkward, really hard, and if you can do it, you've probably figured out a few other mechanics that you can use in a game.
Train the back of your wheels. Try to get more flip resets than Silent Seraph. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. But before everyone goes, it's time for my final thoughts. Final thoughts, let's just jump right into it. Final thought number 1 and number 2, I try to do this in threes, kind of similar. Number 1, Silent Seraph talked about it a few times early in the video, in the middle of the video. Find your own playstyle. I'm a huge believer in that, how important it is to really decide how you want to play. It's important to remain flexible, but if you find your identity, it's going to make playing this game more enjoyable for you. Into number 2, though, Silent Seraph and I had a long conversation about how we don't necessarily think that our playstyles matched up well together. In this replay, it seems often at times that we played well off each other, but we did play a few more games together, and that wasn't necessarily the case for every single game. And that's important to remember in any game, especially competitive. It varies often. And then number 3, at the end of the video, Silent Seraph talks about developing or practicing new mechanics, things that really don't even make sense at all. Walking on your 2 back wheels, flip resets, all of this is going to combine into a larger set of mechanics. It's going to make things easier. It's important to develop. So, big thank you to you, Silent Seraph. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up down below. Comment. I want more people to comment. I want to talk about these videos. Let's get into it. And subscribe for more of these. We have one more episode in Season 2. I'm so excited. And I will see you then. Take care.